What's going on, guys? James from the Research Revolution. All right, so the Super Bowl was pretty crazy. I'm going to go over some pictures from the Super Bowl halftime show. What happened, it was the Falcons, aka the New World Order, was up. I mean, like 3 touchdowns to 0. It looked like they were going to have an ace. And then all of a sudden, at the last minute, the Patriots come back, America comes back, and overtakes them. At least that's how I saw it. Now, I don't know, that's just a way of looking at it. But here you see George Bush being wheeled out to do the coin toss. Does the coin toss. You got Georgie Boy there. And he's going to come in later on. But they win the coin toss. I think the Falcons win. Don't quote me on that. Okay, so let's keep going. He's doing the whole 9. Now we get into the Super Bowl halftime show. Here we have a little transhumanism as always. Now, this is Lady Gaga. This is her opening thing. Now all of a sudden the drones start coming in, and you got the 1,000 points of light, right? 1,000 points of light. George Bush. That's the whole reason why I called this the 1,000 points of light halftime show. They make like an American flag, and she comes down. She's doing some crazy gymnastics. She looks like a demon. I'll be honest with you. So she comes down into what looks like hell on earth. I mean, literally, it looks like she's on the top of like Statue of Liberty or something. Take a look at that. She's always doing that one finger. She comes down into what looks like literally hell on earth. It looks like the pit, smoking pit of hell. Okay. And she does her little gymnastics, whatever not. Now, take a look at her hand sign in this one. She was doing that on the way down. It took me so long just to catch this, so I'm sorry if it's not clear. But she was doing that on the way down. Okay. See what I mean? The pit of hell? I mean, could you get more hellish looking? I mean, it's smoke. You got these, what look to be like beams that are just like the rebar. It reminded me of the Statue of Liberty for some reason. I'm just doing off the top cuff thinking here. You know what I'm saying? But there's 2 of them. So you got the pillars, and the pillars are going to come back into play again. Let me go through this a little bit more quicker. So as you see, the whole pit and the steaming pit comes down. Now what do we got here? Okay, we got stars all over the place, which people will be like, oh, the stars, whatever. Well, there was a upside down ones that looked. Let me see if I can get a better one. See? So you got the pentagrams. Now this was interesting what we have here in the middle. We have 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31 squares. Do with that what you will. There's 31 squares. Checkerboard. Masonry. I don't know. Alright. Scroll through a couple of these guys. We got the 1,000 points of light shining up. Let me see here. Let me get to some good ones. Oh, there was a whole projection one. I'm sorry, I can't. It was when I was really going through these and really studying them. I am going to. Let me see. Let me see if I could remember a lot of the stuff. Oh yeah. So you have the XX that comes into play a lot, and you know they were really tricky with the lighting. There was a lot of stuff that you could see, and then it would go. It was like it was programmed to do it really quick, And so if you were trying to get it and take a picture of it or anything, I mean, it was more subliminal than anything. Really subliminal. But I did catch, even though it was subliminal, I sat there. Let's see here. You got these crosses on everything. See these crosses? I don't know what that means. You had this eye thing that she was wearing. Thought it was makeup, but she took them off. But she does look like a demon, kind of. Okay, and then she was like on her cell phone in this like pentagram looking thing. See what I'm saying? It was like this dual, pentagram-ish looking thing. And then she had her like little scepter. Now the stage, it looked like a kind of like a guitar. That's the first thing that came to my mind. But I'm telling you, these pentagram things were it was very just like in your face. And I'm sure that people could say, oh, they're stars, and because of like the Super Bowl and whatever. Now, I've said that this technology, they could project this stuff. I'm not sure that they did with this one, but they did have the lights blaring from the background 360 in every view. And if you were going to use this technology, this blue beam technology, that's how it would have to be projected, is through those. So you would see that all the way around. So it might be preempting to they already have the technology, but they want to make sure first that, because when I remembered watching the Super Bowl shows before, there wasn't lights in the shots. They would have blaring lights, but they weren't 360 all around in your face. You know what I mean? They would light it up from different angles, but take a look at her. That's purely demonic. Purely demonic. Dancing around. Looks like from the pit of hell. Take a look. I don't know. What are your thoughts? She was super jacked. She was super pumped. So I could understand you seeing the Super Bowl, but you really have to step back and actually analyze some things. And I'm sure that I'm gonna go over all these pictures, and there's gonna be a lot of stuff I didn't catch. Okay, so up here you could see Seal of Saturn, but also see these 3 trident-looking things. That reminded me of the World Trade Tower, and then also you have the Seal of Saturn, all up in there. It was just repeated. Okay, demonic face. You got this pentagrams. Now she came out on stage with the piano keyboard and rocked away, did all that stuff. But she had, let me see if I can get a better shot. She had these crazy shoulder things that it was reminiscent of Kiss. It really was reminiscent of Kiss with the whole everything. Hopefully I have a picture. I think I do have a picture of her with those shoulder pads. Yeah, there it is. So we could see her there with these glistening, hell on earth pinhead looking costume. There again. She kept doing that. Okay. Now here, the reason why I left this one in is because it looks like mist to me. Mist. I really didn't understand that. But I just caught, it would just form things and then like unform them. So it was really hard to catch everything. I'm sorry that they're not the best in, they're crisper, but it went by fast and I was trying to catch everything. Okay. Okay. So then there was like these swirling things. It was like a really, really subliminal thing if you weren't just watching it for fun. Then there was this blue star that really just struck me. It just was really penetrating. This blue Kachina. And then the 1,000 points of light surrounded by, it looked to me like the Phoenix Rising. It really looked like the Phoenix Rising. What's crazy is how the so-called, aka the Phoenix or the Ravens, were totally ahead. It looked like they were gonna be in there. It was like, no hope for the Patriots. And it was just a really crazy side-by-side comparison with America and how the New World Order looked like they were in there with Obama. It looked like they were in there. And then the last minute, you got Trump comes in, and then all of a sudden America's, coming back, and America won. I mean, it just, for some reason, that was going through my head. Okay, so she's playing in the middle of all these points of light. Got the piano gnarly scene there, and then it swirls out into some, whatever it was. It looked like some sort of like spermatozoid type of thing. See here, yeah. And then she was, getting up on the guitar, and then she goes down in the audience, does that whole 9 yards right there. Girl power, love. I mean, the whole agendas were very see-through. Right before this, I wanted to say this. The first commercial was Ghost in the Machine. That was the very first commercial. And then the very first commercial before the Super Bowl was the wall commercial that was by that lumber company, and it was like basically like anti-Trump, like the wall, like it's like open borders, basically open borders propaganda. Okay, let me see. I'm sure I'm missing a lot of stuff in here. Again with the Seal of Saturn. It was just everywhere. I mean, it was literally everywhere. Already. And then this is when this like crazy like hue fog, like this green, blue, misty, I don't know, it like enveloped everybody. See? It like enveloped everybody. And it was pretty trippy. I don't know what that really symbolizes, but it looked like water. It looks like they're underwater. You know what I'm saying? It gave you that impression. So the whole thing looked like, I mean you could tell it looks like hell. You know what I'm saying? It's all smoky and it looks like fiery. And then on top of that, they literally light the sucker up on fire. There's the pentagram again. And obviously, look, if you follow that out, the two, that you could tell the pentagram because the two go that way, and then if you follow it out, it's an upside down. That's what I was talking about. So it starts up with them right side up, and then it ends kind of, I mean, sometimes I was like, well, it's right side up. But you see what I'm saying? It gives you that leeway. Oh, the red and the blue. So you have the red and the blue. Goes perfect with their Pepsi, and people be like, oh, America, Pepsi, whatever. But also you have, as you know, the red and the blue, and the merging of the two and the purple, and the whole 9 yards with the New World Order and the Hegelian dialectic and the two pillars, the whole nine. Okay. Now, to me, it looked very. And also in that commercial, look at her hand sign there. In that commercial, the very first one, the Ghost in the Machine, there was a breakthrough of the veil symbolism. Now we have the fire. They just light the sucker up with fire, and it's just in hell. I mean, as you could tell, look. I'm gonna get some better ones. I mean, look, demonically, just whatever. Okay. Now, if you look at the smoke, not the stage, but out, it's really reminiscent of a nuclear like haze or something. I mean, look at how it's like spreading throughout, and the when it's lit up with the red, really was eerie, very eerie. So if you look in some of these, I forget which one it is, but yeah, you have the Seal of Saturn, all that. You have the triangles everywhere, pentagrams. You have the 1,000 points of light. Literally, they opened up the thing, and you got the 1,000 points of light. You had George Bush there. You got the two pillars right there, which look like reinforced rebar. Whatever. It looks literal hell. That's all I could. It reminded me of. It literally reminded me of hell. Okay. There's the pillars. Right in your face. You get the pillar symbolism. Alrighty. Turn that off. And she's up on this thing. Hell on earth. And then okay, we got that there, and then look at this here. So look at her hand. I mean, they even did the Phoenix 3 little pronged little things there. It looks like, it looks like the, I don't know, Phoenix bird dance. The mythical bird. I mean, look at it. They were all doing that, but it was really hard to catch. But there, I got it. And then there's the pillars that she's on, and she's above, raised, and they're all doing this crazy dance. There she is, Lady Gaga. Pretty intense stuff. Okay, and then she marches them through the pentagram. Everybody follows her. And then she goes up. And then she closes it out by jumping off. So she leaps off the pentagram into probably, I don't know. I didn't see where she landed. And then she's like, later, Bob. And then she takes off. And they light the whole sky up. Smoking and light it all up. And then the drones come in. And the drones spell out Pepsi. So really, that's all the drones were there for, because in the very beginning, they did like a flag, and it was like, oh, that's like the whole thing with the drones. But really, I mean, it was more like, this was like, you know what I'm saying? It's like they did that all for that. So I guess that's who paid for the drones, is Pepsi. And that's it. That's the end of the Super Bowl halftime show. 1,000 points of light. Super Bowl halftime special. I'm James, and I'm out of here. Thanks for watching.